What's up guys? Welcome back or welcome to Running for Views. Today we're going to talk about a 50-mile training plan inspired by Kilian Jornet himself. But before I get to that, did you know that 92% of you aren't subscribed? Hit that subscribe button or I'll curse you to do bad in your next race. How does that freaking sound? Just kidding, but please subscribe, thank you. All right guys, so you love the 100-mile, 100K, and 50K training plans that I've been putting out about how to train like Kilian Jornet. So today I'm coming at you with the 50-mile training plan. And as always, we are using Training for the Uphill Athlete, co-written by Kilian Jornet. You gotta get this book. This is the ultra running Bible. You gotta get the book. Down in description. Go buy it. Kindle, paperback. Gotta get it. All right, so for a little background, I used this book to train and finish my first ever 100-mile race. It was my third attempt at running 100 miles, and because of this book, I was able to finish my 100-mile race. And if you want to know my credentials for running 50 miles, I did 2 when I was 18. So the first one I finished in 8 hours, the second one I finished in 14. The second one didn't go very well. But yeah, since then I have not lived in the US very much, so everywhere else in the world does not do 50-mile races. It's only the US. Here in Europe, they do a lot of 50K to 100K to 160 kilometers, just everywhere in between, but not really any 50-mile races. But yeah, since I did those 2 50-mile races when I was 18, I've done a lot of races since then. I've done a lot of 50K, a lot of 100K, and one 100-mile race. So whether you're an advanced runner or you're just starting out, this plan will work for you. So before I get started, the training plan is in the description below, so make sure you go check that out. You can download it and yeah, let me know what you think. So as always, all the training plans are based off of a 5-zone heart rate model. So if you're following a 3-zone, stop doing that. 5-zone is where it's at. Also, one more thing before we get into the training plan. If you haven't been following the aerobic base building training plan that I put out, you gotta do it. Before you start this one, you have to do the aerobic base building training plan. It will literally help build your aerobic base from the ground up, so you need to do that before going into this plan. It'll definitely help you a lot. It's only 12 weeks long, so just go follow that, come back, and then start following this one because you will be ready for it. All right. Let's get into it. Week 1 through 3 of the training plan. Let's go. So weeks 1 through 3 of the training plan are intensity weeks. So we are coming in hot. So that's why I said it's important that you have an aerobic base before starting this training plan. So like I said, go follow the aerobic base building, you naughty runners. So intensity weeks are where we focus on just doing a little bit more zone 3 and 4 work. So as you can see on Mondays, we have those in white. Those are aerobic days. So on these days, you're just gonna be running in zone 1 or 2. Then we got Tuesdays, which as you can see are intervals. So for these intervals, you're gonna do 2 to 4 10-minute intervals in zone 3 with 2-minute recovery jog in between each interval. And then you can do the rest of the miles for that day if there are any left in warm-up or cool down. Then on Wednesday, as you can see, we got a recovery day. So this means you're just gonna be running zone 1 or low zone 2. Thursdays, we got hill bounding. So I did an entire video about hill bounding, so I'll link that right here. You can go check it out. It's the full breakdown of the entire workout from start to finish, so make sure you go watch that if you have any questions about hill bounding. Then on Friday, we got another aerobic day running in zone 2, followed by Saturday, which is a long run. So for these runs, you're just gonna wanna stay in zone 2 or zone 1 the entire time and make sure that you are not getting up past that. that. Also for this long run, you're gonna wanna make sure that at least 30 to 40% of your weekly elevation is on this long run. So to calculate this out, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're doing at least 50% of your goal race's elevation per week. This means if you're running a 50-mile race that has 10,000 feet of elevation gain, you're going to want to do at least 5,000 feet of vert per week. And on long runs, you're going to want to do at least 30 to 40% of that vert during the long run. So does that make sense? If you have any questions, comment below and I will answer those. Next up, we got week 4, which is a recovery week, which means you're going to be cutting your training and vert in half for that week. It also means that you can take off any days that week if needed. So during recovery weeks, you're gonna wanna make sure to do at least 25% of your goal race's elevation during these recovery weeks. All right, so let's break down this recovery week really quick. As you can see on Monday, we got an aerobic day, just running in zone 2. On Tuesdays, we got a recovery day, so that just means zone 1 or low zone 2 running. Wednesdays, we got another aerobic day. Thursday, aerobic day, followed by Friday, which is a long run. So like I said before, 30 to 40% of your weekly elevation should be on this long run, even during recovery weeks. And then Saturday, we got another recovery day, just nice and easy, followed by a rest day. Next up, we got week 5 through 7, which is a specificity week. So for these weeks, you're gonna wanna train specifically for your goal race. Specificity weeks are also introducing back-to-back long runs, as well as upping your intervals to zone 4 instead of zone 3. So for back-to-back long runs, this means that you're gonna be doing at least 50 to 80% of your weekly elevation just during these 2 runs alone. All right, switching over to the training plan now. As you can see, Monday is an aerobic day, followed by Tuesday, which is specificity intervals, which means you're just gonna be doing the same intervals as you were for the intensity weeks. You're just gonna be upping them to zone 4. Then on Wednesday, we have a rest day, followed by Thursday, which is another aerobic day, and then we got the big one, back-to-back long runs. So for me, I found that back-to-back long runs really help. They make it so you're running on tired legs and that you're really able to build up your training volume. These runs are meant to push you, but don't push too hard during these runs so that you're not able to run the week after. Make sure that you're staying in zone 1 or 2 during these back-to-back long runs. Then week 7 is just a recovery week. Next up, we got weeks 8 through 12, which are more intensity weeks, specificity weeks, and recovery weeks. Also on this block of the training, you can do a trail marathon if that's something that you want to do. So as you can see, at the end of week 8 is when you would do your B race. So a B race is just a race that you don't give very much focus to, and you just incorporate it into your training. You don't taper for it, and it shouldn't take you very long to recover from. So for me, B races do not work. I've tried them in the past, and I just show up to my goal race just already tired, already mentally fatigued, and just not ready to race. I'm not able to just do a B race. I always want to be pushing myself as hard as I can. So if you're one of those people, you should not do B races. So what you could do instead of a B race on this day, you could just do a training trail marathon in a zone 3 effort. And on this day, you're gonna wanna do at least 50% of your goal race's elevation. So like I said before, if you're doing a 50-mile race that has 10,000 feet of climbing, you're gonna wanna do a trail marathon that has at least 5,000 feet of elevation gain. Also on this block, as you can see on week 12, we are topping out our training with back-to-back 25-mile long runs. So if that won't get you ready for running 50 miles, I don't know what will. Lastly, we got weeks 13 through 16. So for weeks 13 through 15, you're gonna be doing taper weeks. So your goal for these taper weeks is just gonna be maintain the fitness that you've built over the duration of the training plan while winding down your training so that you're ready for your race. So as you can see on Monday, we have an aerobic day, followed by Tuesday, which is zone 3 intervals, followed by a recovery day. Then on Thursday, we have half hill bounding. So that just means that you're gonna be cutting the hill bounding routine in half. Then on Friday, we have a recovery day, followed by a long run on the weekend. Then we got week 16. Race week, baby. On this week, all you have to do is focus on crushing your race and getting that PR that you've worked so hard for. So as you can see, on Mondays, we got 30-second intervals. So for 30-second intervals, you're gonna be doing 4 by 30-second intervals in zone 3 with a 3-minute recovery jog between each interval. Then we got an aerobic day followed by another 30-second interval day. And for these 30-second interval days, it's just meant to keep the legs fresh, not to be a workout. So make sure that you're not pushing yourself hard and just getting a little sting in the legs so that your muscles stay awake. Then we got 2 more aerobic days followed by your race. But yeah, guys, that is the training plan. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below and I will answer them there. Also, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, go subscribe. And if you liked the video, smash that like button, because 1 like equals 1 guaranteed finish at your next race. Okay, bye.